What's up, guys? It's your boy, 207 Nano Reefing. I know it's been a little while, and it's been a couple days, 4 or 5 days now, since my last video. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot more than normal has happened. I got my new return pump, my Side Chi 1.5. So that's doing great. I do have to get a new, because I micro bubble scrub every night. I do have to get a new wood stone. So that's coming in the mail. When I pulled my old one out and looked at the old woodstone, it was completely fucking black. So I said, "Well, I gotta order some." So I'm doing that, and other than that, not a lot. Besides, I'm dealing with high phosphates right now. Over the weekend during the water change, I had noticed pretty much all my SPS, all but my strawberry fields and my bird's nest. They're not looking the greatest. The color's not there. So I decided I was going to test. Now, I knew I had high phosphates. I knew that. So I wanted to test it anyways. It had been a month. I wanted to test and see how my PHOS was doing. I got this stuff. I know it's a little red, sorry, but I got that stuff to deal with the high phosphates. During the water change, I had 15 grams in it, and it had been a month since I put it in. So during the water change, I upped that a little bit because my phosphates was a 0.74 still. So I says, well, of course, I wasn't giving the phosphates a fighting chance. I was still way overfeeding. So, but we live and we learn. Now I'm not overfeeding at all. The fish, you're only supposed to give them enough food so the fish can eat it and it's gone in like 3 minutes. So, I'm definitely doing better on that. I know that for a fact. Let's see, what else? I tested everything just to get an idea. It had been a good month since I tested everything. So magnesium was perfect. That was a 1365. My pH was 8.5, which is good. My alkalinity was a 9, which is amazing. I think gives me some wiggle room. But I do have high calcium. Not terrible. It's a 491. So that's not extremely high, but it is a little high. I do have high phosphates. It was 0.64. So it had come down a little bit, but and you don't want to take it all out of the system in like one day. You want to see that trend of going down slowly. So that's what I'm doing. And what else is there? Oh yeah, my nitrates was high. I have a Hannah checker. I have a low range Hannah checker, and when it was all said and done, it was blinking 5 at me, which means that it was so high the tester couldn't read it. Oh, it's just higher than the tester went. My reading was. So I used my API tester. So the color wasn't quite as dark as the 10, but it wasn't quite as light as the 5. So I'm going with a 7 or an 8 is my nitrates. That's what I'm going with. I may pick up a high range nitrate tester, but honestly, I don't think I'm gonna. I don't know. My API does awesome. Does all right. I wouldn't say awesome, but it does all right. So I'm dealing with that right now. And the only reason, like I said, the only reason I tested everything was because when I was doing the water change, I had noticed my rainbow acropora hadn't been as colored up as it normally has been. And I just chalked that up to, it didn't like my high phosphates. Well, then I noticed during the water change, my Slimer wasn't as green as it should be. It's kind of a whitish green now, if that makes sense. My Garf was losing some color. Both my Digis were losing some color. So I says, well, something might be going on more than just the phosphate. So that's why I checked everything. And I'm glad I did. You know, everything. I do have some stuff that's high, but I'm not too worried about how high everything is besides the phosphates. But like I said, I'm bringing that down slowly. This water change, I changed out that pH OS. I had 15 grams in it before. I dumped that out, rinsed the bag out, and I have a couple new bags. I put 20 grams this time, and then yesterday I decided to put 10 more grams in a different bag. So now I'm running 30 grams of that stuff in there, and I'm just gonna test every other day my phosphates, just because you don't wanna have complete zero phosphates. Ideally, I guess you want to have a 0.1, 0.2. More towards the 0.1, more towards the 1.1 side. Sorry, tongue tied here. So that's what I'm shooting for. As long as it comes down, I'll be fucking happy, really. But so yeah, that's why I tested everything. But I wanted the, I can't be upset that my SPS is not doing so hot, because I wanted this challenge. I told my buddy that. Because he said that when I was getting SPS, my buddy at Main Reef, he said, it's going to be more challenging, man. He says, first reef, he's like, I'm not saying you can't, I want you to do good, but first reef, SPS is going to be challenging. First reef tank. And, but I wanted that. I wanted that challenge. I wanted to become a better reefer, even though I still am a newbie, but I wanted that. I wanted to learn more about this hobby. So that's why I did it. And, I welcome the challenge. I really do. I know I'm going to get there. I'm not going to freak out about them not doing so hot right now, because I know they'll turn around. It may be till the end of summer. It may be a couple months. But I'm okay with that. As long as I'm learning, and as long as I'm learning, really. It's really what this hobby's all about to me, is learning how to maintain a mixed reef. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Let's see, anything else? No, I guess that's really about it. I have cut back on my feeding quite a bit. And that's why my phosphates were high. I was overfeeding like a motherfucker. I'm probably repeating myself. I probably already said this. But I was overfeeding my fish and my coral, really. I'm not feeding my coral at all right now. They can the only thing I'm giving them is that acro power. But that's not even for them, that's for the SPS. Well, that's not for all of them, at least. But I don't have any coral in here that needs food. So realistically, I don't even have to feed them. The reeferoids is what really wasn't helping my phosphates and my overfeeding. So no coral food for a little while, and no overfeeding the fish, and the pH OS. And like I said, I'm just going to keep an eye on my phosphates, make sure they don't go completely zero. And I'm kind of hoping once that happens, I'm kind of hoping everything else kind of just levels out. I believe my calcium is high because when I changed my auto top off water a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago now, I think it was, I don't think I cleaned it good enough. And I think there was some old Kelkwasser mix stuck on the bottom. So again, my bad, not paying attention and maybe even rushing through that water change to do that. I don't remember that far back, but maybe I was rushing because I tend to rush things sometimes. And I think that's why my calcium is a little high, but it's not so high that I'm freaking out. You know what I mean? It's only a 491. Ideally, I wanted it like a 420, but I'm not freaking out over a 491. I'm really not. It'll be all right. And my nitrates, I'm going to try to bring down eventually. But I think with everything I'm doing, I think everything is going to be all right. I really do. So, but yeah, so that's what I got going on. SPS aren't doing so hot right now. But like I said, I wanted this challenge. I wanted this. I wanted this, so I can't be mad about it. I can't be upset. Can't be pissed off. Oh, fuck this. I'm not gonna give up on the hobby. I'm not. I'm still gonna keep. I want SPS in my tank, so I'm gonna learn how to fucking control everything, and I'm gonna learn how to make a really good mixed reef tank. To me, that's what I think makes a good reefer. If you can have a small tank like this, 30 gallons or so, or even smaller, and have a vast variety of coral, not just softies, not just LPS, and not, add some more advanced coral like SPS and acropora and shit like that, and have it all in one ecosystem. I think that's what makes a good reefer, in my opinion. I'm not saying the guys that don't do that are bad reefers, but I'm just saying I think that's what makes a really good reefer. And again, that's just my opinion. But yeah, so we are gonna deal with that. Side note, my Rainbow Monty up here, that's not doing too hot, but I don't really give a fuck about that thing. I really don't. That thing could die, and I wouldn't even blink an eye at it. But you watch, I say that, and that thing's gonna come back with fucking vengeance now once I get everything settled out. You watch, it will. But yeah, so that's the video, guys. I can get some close-ups of everything. You probably won't be able to see the color change too much. You might be able to see the garf. I don't know. The rainbow Racopora is not as green as it was. It's kind of browning out a little bit. Same thing with the garf and the slimer. Even though they're not browning out, the garf is turning like a light purple, not a dark purple, and the slimer the skin has turned like a light green, a whitish greenish color. They're not dying. They're just not happy. So there's my white lights. I'm waiting for those motherfuckers to turn on. So yeah. That's the video, guys. Another side note. I had a question about my filtration system. I did answer him in the comments. So I run 2 media baskets. I got rid of those sponges basically right off. I didn't like the sponges. I ran them for a while. They were fine that this tank came with, but I just didn't like them. I wasn't big on them. So I got 2 media baskets off of Etsy. And I run filter floss. I got a 4-chamber media basket. I run filter floss on top. I run my PHOS in my second chamber along with my carbon, and I change that out every month. I change the filter floss every week. I got BioCubes in the 3rd chamber. I've never changed them, and I don't plan to. I just rinse them out every water change. And I run Matrix Cubes in the last chamber, and I haven't even fucking touched those. So I leave those right alone. But yeah, that's my filtration system, along with an upgraded pump. And that's, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's a Sai Chi 1.5. I just got it. So that's my filtration. It's nothing too special, but it's not the stock stuff that it was. So, but yeah, any other questions? Go ahead and ask me in the comments, guys. Let me think of a question of the day real quick. Well, I may have asked this before, but what do you guys like for reef tanks? Do you do strictly softies? Strictly, softies and LPS? Do you like a mixed reef tank? I think I've asked this before. Sorry if I have, but it's the first question that came to mind. What do you guys like running in your tanks for coral? I personally love a mixed reef. Like I said in the video, I think a mixed reef, especially in a small tank, if you can have multiple pieces of coral, different, because they all like different things. Softies really don't give a fuck. LPS likes a little more light than softies and likes a little more flow, depending on the coral. And SPS love light and love high flow. So you've got to, in a small tank, I feel that's very difficult to make all those things all those pieces of coral very happy. So that's what I like. I love a good mixed reef. Love a good mixed reef. I know there are some out there that do SPS dominant, which is fantastic. I think eventually, when I get better at this, I will do an SPS dominant tank. For right now, though, I'm doing my mixed reef. I think a mixed reef is the way to go. That's just my opinion. But yeah, what do you guys like? You guys like running for coral? I guess is a good way to put it. What do you guys like putting? What coral do you guys like putting in your tank? I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, answer the question of the day. And thanks for watching, guys. And I'll update you all on the phosphates and shit like that as time comes. But thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.